Hey, we're back again with another estate video. It's part 3. And we took all those plastic 2x2 pages and took all the flips out of them so that we could go through them. I figured it'd be easier to see because after looking at it underneath the camera, you see too much of the light ring that I used to light up the pad, just like we saw it underneath the cache video in the last video. So I thought I'd take them out so y'all could see them better. So let's get to it. We got a lot to get through on this video because there are a lot of pages, but I got them broken down into foreigns, quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies, and we had two $half. So let me get you a closer look and we'll start going through these. All right, guys, I thought we'd start off with these two $half, and you'll see as we go through these that they have, you know, prices on them. I don't know if the gentleman who owned these bought them for this price, or if he, you know, was going to sell them and this is the price tags that he put on it. At one time, I don't know, but you know, that's where those numbers came from. So both of these are Kennedy 70 percenters, 1967, and another 1967. Both of them are in fairly good shape. They are real. I have checked them with the magnet. So those are pretty good. We'll start going through the foreign coins. So this one here is a pretty nice coin. It looks, I think, more of a token than it is a coin. Let me zoom in here a little bit. And you can see on it, it's got some type of, I don't know, building. It might be, I don't know, maybe a World's Fair coin. You can see there's a hole at the top. Let's see if we make out what it says on the back. It looks like Malaysia, so it's a Malaysian coin. Looks like 1967 Malaysian coin. That's pretty cool. Evidently somebody at one time put a hole through it and wore it as a necklace, but or something to that effect. But that's pretty cool. Next up is a Canadian 1 cent, 1973. After that, we have, I think, a young head, Canadian. See if I can make out the thing. I think it's a 1960. You can throw it under the microscope real fast off camera. Yep, 1964. It's a 1964 wheat cent. I mean, not wheat cent, but Canadian penny. Next up is we have a foreign. See if I can make it out on the camera. 1969, I believe. Looks like Republic of Deutsch, so it's some kind of Dutch coin, or maybe even a German. Pretty cool. Two pennies. Next we have another Canadian. Looks like a young head. 1959. Another foreign Canadian. 1942. If that's what, King George, I think. Yep. Another young head, Canadian. think that's a 19. Can't really make it out. I don't think it's a 62. Let's see. Yes, it is. It's 1962. Canadian. Another Canadian. $19.55. Pence. 1955. I think that's 1957. Sorry. Nope. I'm wrong. Both accounts. It's 1953. 6 pence is what that is. Nice coin. We have another Canadian. Newer model. Got the sailboat on the back. And that's a 1975. I'm gonna get out now. Next up is another Canadian. Copper penny, 1964. Another foreign. It's one of those German or Dutch pennies. Another Canadian. 1973. Another Canadian. 10 cent please. 1975. Another Canadian. 10 cent please. 1975 again. Looks like a Canadian. King George. Looks like 1938 on that one. Pretty old Canadian coin. Another King George Canadian coin. And this one is 1940, I believe. Take it off camera. Yep, that's what it is, 1940. Another Canadian. We found this collection, 1957, I believe that's what that says. Go to the microscope, make sure. Yep, 1957. Another Canadian. 1972, I believe that's what it says. Yep. Another Canadian. This was 1962, I believe. 1962 coin. Next up, another Canadian. I think this one's a 1965, I believe that's what that says. Let me check it off camera. Nope, 1963. 1963. Another one, King George, Canadian, 1942. Another King George, Canadian, 1946. think this is a British coin, maybe. 5-piece. I don't know, can't tell much on here, but I'll throw it on the Microsoft scope over here off camera and see what I can see. It's a 1952. Let's see. Oh. Suman Tazav Tomeliata. It might be a Russian coin. I guess that could be Russian. Anyone know anything about this type of coin? If you do, give me some comments in the below and let me know. Another young head, Canadian. Pretty damaged. Let me put it under the microscope, see if I can get a date off of it. It looks like it's in 1966. They must have minted something because there's like a 2 with a dragon on the back of it. Pretty cool. So 1 pence. Looks 1934. I think that's what it says. No, 1954. Sorry. Kind of cool coins. Looks like it's got like some kind of 3-headed beast on the back of it. Anyone know anything about this coin? Do leave me some marks down below. It might be some type of I don't know, Arabic maybe. Ah, it's an Indian coin from India. You can tell that on the back. You probably all might be able to see it. It says India. Pretty cool. Wow, that's definitely one I haven't seen before. Pretty cool. So English coin. Really good shape. I love the detail. It looks like 1897. Wow, isn't that an awesome coin? In very, very good shape. I don't know how much it might be worth or anything, but man, that is spectacular. Yeah, 1897. Old English coin. Cool. Another Canadian. More modern. If I can see a date off of it. 1974. Canadian. Another Canadian. Another 1974. Another Canadian. 1972. And the last Canadian of the bunch. Young head, Elizabeth II. And that's in 1964. In pretty good shape. Really good shape. Alright guys, that's all for the foreigns that we've had. Those are all on one page. Next up is we have the quarters. First one, 1935D. Definitely a silver. It's a nice coin. Next up, 1936. Lots of wear and tear on the back, but the front's pretty good. Next up is a 1966 coin. Not a silver, but he flipped it up. And we have an 85. Another 85. Sorry, that's a 67. I was reading the price tag he had on these. It's a 67 quarter. Another 1967 quarter. 1973. I don't know why he kept those, when I was looking through them, but it might be some low mintages or something like that he might be hanging on. It's 1980. $1983. $1983 again. Another 1983. This one's a 1985. Another 1983. This one's a 1984. Another 1985. $1986. Another 1986. Well, that's all the quarters that was in his collection. And those might have some varieties or something to them that I haven't checked out yet. Or looked through, or low mintages. That's the reason why he kept them. Definitely get into those before too long. All right, next up, we're going to the nickels. This one's a 1942S war nickel. Fairly good shape. A pretty good find. Now we have a 1943S war nickel. $1944 P out of Philadelphia. War nickel. 1945 D. Another war nickel. Gotta love the war nickels. 1946. Another war nickel. Still a oldie. Another 1946. Another 1946. $1947. $1947S. In really good shape. Another 1947. Another 1947. Looks like he's got a lot of 1947s. 1947D. 1948. 1951. 1960. 1961. 1961D. Fairly good shape. 1962. It's kind of stuck together. Another 1962. Another 1962. Another 1962D. Another 1962D. And 1963. Really like the toning in there of that. Kind of cool. Kind of red. Kind of cool. 1964. 1969D. And a 1971. Well, that's all of the nickels in his collection. We'll move on to the dimes. This one I'm really excited about. I really like this one. I didn't have one of these in my collection, so when I found one in his and it was now going to be mine, I was very, very happy with it. Is this Barber dime from 1913. I mean, it's got some great details still on it, and it's really nice. So I was really proud of getting that one. It's in very good shape for being as old as it is. I really, really enjoyed that coin. Have a 1916 Mercury dime. Another 1916 Mercury dime. 1917 Mercury dime. 1918. 1918 again. 1919. 1934. Some of them got a lot of wear on them, but some are in pretty good shape. I love the toning on this one. 1935. Look how beautiful that is. And the back is in very good shape. You can even still make out the leaves on the back. Just spectacular. Nice 1935. 1939D. Very good shape. 1935S. In pretty good shape. So you can still make the mint mark out on that one. Another 1940. This is supposed to have the micro S on it. And yep, you can see it right down there. Micro S. Another one in great shape and a different variety. Awesome. 1940S. Really nice. 1941 D. Very good shape. Love the toning of this coin. And the back is in excellent shape. You can still see the grooves in the pillar and make out the mint mark real well. Beautiful coin. 1941 S. Some toning in there. Two-toned. Interesting markings. Kind of sectional. Like something was sitting on it or something to that effect. Pretty cool. Next one is 1942. $1943. I have a 1958 Rosie. And we have a 1965. So that's all of his dimes collection. So let's get into the pennies. Oldest one we got, or one of them, is a 1929 wheat cent. Another 1929 wheat cent. 1928 wheat cent. Another 1928. Love the redding coating in it. Wheat cent. 1927 wheat cent. Another 1927 wheat cent. 1923 wheat cent. 1920 wheat cent. I have a 1919 wheat cent. Fairly good condition. Starting the red toning in it. Really like that. Really nice coin. Have another 1919. Pretty worn, but still in readable shape. Another wheat cent, 1919. This is really worn. You can barely get a date off of it, but another microscope we did. Another 1918 wheat cent. Another 1918 wheat cent. 1913 wheat cent. 1913p wheat cent. 1912 wheat cent. 1911 wheat cent. Pretty good condition considering it's 1911. A little wear on there, but still pretty nice coin. 1910 wheat cent penny. Another 1910 wheat cent penny. 1910p wheat cent. And the oldest penny, the 1909 wheat penny. I don't think it's the VSB though. I'll look at it under a microscope, but I do not think it is a 1909 VBS or VSB. VDB. And it's not. Just a regular 1909. Alright, those are the oldest ones. Next group up of pennies start about 1945 and head backwards. Got a 1945 here. Wheat tip penny. Another 1945. 1944. Another 1944. In pretty bad shape. Another 1944. $1941. Wheat tip printing. I like the toning on that one. That's pretty cool. 1940. Wheat tip penny. Another 1940. Wheat tip penny. 1939. Wheat tip penny. Another 1939. Wheat tip penny. 1937. Another 1937. I like the toning on this one so far. It's in really good shape in the back. It's got that nice amber tonage to it. I like that one. This one kind of got a lot of wear on it. 1937. Wheat tip penny. It's kind of an ugly. Another 1937. Wheat tip penny. 1936. Wheat tip penny. Another 1936. Wheat tip penny. 1935. Wheat tip penny. And another 1935. Wheat tip penny. 1934. Wheat tip. And a 1930. Wheat tip penny. So that takes us up into the 1950s. So there might be some 1940s in this stack over here. So we'll see. Got a 1959 D wheat cent, a 1958 D wheat tip penny, 1956 D wheat tip penny, another 1955 D wheat tip, another 1955. Show you that reverse side. Another 1955D wheat cent. This one's a great one. It's still real shiny. It's a 1954S wheat cent penny. Look at that. Almost mint. Definitely has some circulation in it. But man, look at that penny. That is awesome. Got a 1953D wheat cent, a 1952D wheat cent, another 1952 wheat cent D, 1951D, another 1951D wheat cent, 1950D wheat cent, and the last coin of that stack, which is the 1950p wheat cent penny. Lots of nice wheat cent pennies. The last one that was in the flip was very odd. It's a 1982 proof zinc cent. Only 1.59 million were minted. But look at that. Wow. That they shine on it on both sides. Really nice looking coin. Well guys, that's all for the flips. Know it's a little bit long video. Thank you for staying with me. Hope you like to see the coins. I really love going through them. I have some great ones to look at and do a little bit more research. Again, if you have any comments, you saw something I missed, something I should take note of, please comment on the video below. As always, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. As always, happy hunting and good luck.